Terry Kennedy is in jail. Terry Kennedy is locked up. Wow. Hey there, guys, it's controversial here. So, today, this is a bit of a personal video. So, I hope everyone's doing well, eh? Mental health is important for people, and the well being of people is very important. And, today I'm going to be talking about something personal, specifically from my childhood. Now, Terry Kennedy is or was, a very huge pro skater back in the day. And back then, this was probably like what? This was probably like when I came across, like, listen, like, Terry Kennedy has been famous for a while. Terry Kennedy has been famous for a while, and he was a pro skater for a while. And you know, I only like found him out. Only found him out like around the around 2000 and like 2008 to 2009, 2010, that sort of period. And Terry Kennedy was a really huge skater. Like, he was one of the biggest, specifically for someone specifically from for an African, like, specifically being an African American skateboarder. He was a huge influence on the skate scene. And you see, he was blowing up back when skateboarding was still cool, because skateboarding isn't as cool as it used to be, even like with extreme sports and stuff. Like, extreme sports and stuff is not as cool as it used to be, like when I was a kid, because like back during the early 2000s, like skateboarding, BMXing, rollerblading was really popular. Everybody was riding rollerblades. Like, if you didn't skate, if you don't rollerblade, if you didn't know how to ride a bicycle, you were not cool. you know Even dancing as well, dancing was really prominent, break dancing and everything. So, like, back then, when I was a kid, I was probably like in my early kid years. Now, um the sad thing is that, unfortunately, Terry Kennedy was involved in a crime, and it seems that he was the he was the driving force of this crime. Now, with everything that's going on, I know that Terry Kennedy apparently there was an altercation of where he beat someone. He beat a man called yes. So there was an altercation at like a party or something, where Terry Kennedy was with someone called Josiah Kashan. Oh, sorry, Josiah Kasuhan. Now Josiah Kasuhan was also a prominent, up and coming pro skater. He was just coming up in the ranks of, like, he was doing his skateboarding thing. Now, the whole crime is that Terry Kennedy apparently, beat Josiah, beat him senseless, beat him into the ground. He gave him a concussion. Cracked his skull. So basically, Josiah had a fractured skull, or a cracked skull, and a concussion. Now, with that, Josiah unfortunately succumbed to his injuries at the hospital. And the sad thing is that it was only after a while that paramedics were called and stuff. So apparently, Terry Kennedy beat him and then didn't help. Now, the sad thing about Terry Kennedy is that Terry Kennedy is a really good guy. Specifically back when I was a kid, he was a stand-up guy. He was really humble, really cool, really happy with where he was at. But everyone has their demons, and unfortunately, Terry Kennedy has a really, really bad temper. And I think he has like PTSD, and he has ADHD and stuff like that, because he grew up in the hood. He grew up in the ghetto. Like, Terry Kennedy is one of the only skateboarders who, like, he's one of those rare stories of where kids came out skating. Skating saved their life. Coming from the hood, from the ghetto. Drugs, violence, and everything. So Terry Kennedy is a product of that type of environment, and he really did his best to try and get out of the hood. But he did it for a while, because Terry Kennedy during the early 2000s was popping. He was hanging out with Rob Dyrdek. He was hanging out with all of these big skaters. He was an extremely huge skater back in the scene. And the really sad part about it is that at 36 years old, he's in jail now for first degree murder. And his ex Raquel, like Wavet Lee, like Raquel Lee, because like Raquel Lee is someone that made, like, how I knew Terry Kennedy was from the show being Terry Kennedy on BET, and Terry Kennedy's ex, who is like Raquel Lee. She's an actress, she made a huge role. She landed huge roles on. She's been an actor for a while, and I saw her on The Real Husbands of Hollywood, and that's how I knew her. And then I found her on being Terry Kennedy, the show, and apparently they dated, and she was his ex. It's really sad that he really ruined his career and essentially ruined the life of a young skateboarder who probably looked up to him. Like, imagine getting beaten senseless or essentially killed by someone you looked up to because of some small-minded egotistical BS. Like, this is not good. And honestly, I am really sad to see Terry Kennedy's fate. And apparently, the trial is a mess because he doesn't want a public defender. And there's a huge mess out there right now, and it's just not a good situation because yes, yeah, it's not a good situation. And then shout out to Skate Informant, because he gave a lot of good background information about this. You should go check out the videos. I'll put a link in the description to his videos because it's really good, and he's been following this case, I think, since it started. But it's really sad that like it all had to come down to this, because I used to look up to this dude. I used to look up to him as a hero. Like, I used to think, like, if Terry Kennedy can make it out of the hood, then so can I and stuff. But he made it out of his situation using skateboarding, and it's really really sad to see him in this situation. But I wish him the best, and rest in peace, Josiah Kasuan. Really, he seemed like a really really nice guy. Just a kid compared to Terry Kennedy, 36 years old. Imagine a 36-year-old beating a 23-year-old. Oh man, two lives ruined by just one incident. If both of them had never been there, none of this would have probably have happened. If both of them were not at a party and whatnot, none of this would have happened. I mean, 36 years old and 26 and 23. These guys had their whole lives ahead of them. They were still young. They were still, they still had a long way to go. Terry Kennedy still had a long way to go, and so did his career. But unfortunately, all of this took place, and two lives are now ruined. One life has been ended, and another life will never be the same again. I swear, man. Like, Terry Kennedy, like, he used to be in rap videos with celebrities. He knew so many celebrities like Snoop Dogg and all of these people out here, and then now he's fallen into mediocrity because of this case. And I think even after he comes out of prison, if he's acquitted, and it will never get rid of the stank on his name, because Terry Kennedy used to be a really looked out. I don't know. I think I'm just rambling. But anyway, guys. So the situation is currently the case is at a standstill. You should like go check out Skate Informant's video about the update about the case. But Terry Kennedy is in jail. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but yeah. So he's in jail. It's crazy. Such a huge influence. Someone I used to look up to. But anyway, guys, this is controversial saying, be careful who you be careful in life. Just be careful. Most people you think that hang around with you probably don't hang around with you because they like you. But just be careful, and stay at home. Stay out of the clubs, stay out of the pubs. Don't go to drinking alcohol and anger and stuff. Do not go well together. But anyway, guys, this is controversial signing off. I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Goodbye.